And I said, do you want to see it? And he's like, yeah, it was awful. It was as if, I mean, I was like rolling on the floor.
No, 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 no.
No,
No.
I was rolling
There
on the
was
floor, couldn't
Rolly?
get up very fast.
Wow.
Roly
Wow.
poly, straight up on the floor. And I was, I mean, I did thrusts. There were lots of things involved. And I thought this is going to look really good. As I was doing it at the end, I realized I've gone too far. Welcome to Simply 1%, where we believe that small shifts, just 1% shifts, create transformation. Big change doesn't usually happen in one big dramatic moment. It happens in the small intentional adjustments we make over time. Here we approach growth with grace, grace for ourselves and grace for others. Meredith Richards is a licensed marriage and family therapist and communication coach. And I'm Wendolyn Pascal, a life developmental coach and a mentor and teacher of the motivational gifts. If what you hear resonates with you, we would love your support. Follow the show, leave a review, and share it with someone who needs a 1% shift today. All right, let's get into this, simply 1% at a time. Guys, welcome back to Simply 1%. I cannot tell you what we've talked about this before, the labor of love for us just to get on this every week because of all of the executive functioning that has to take place.
It's a nightmare, Wendolyn.
A night freaking mare.
Do you think it really is easy for other people to figure this out? Like it takes them like minutes?
Meredith, have you ever heard that guy say, if I went back in time 200 years ago, nothing would have changed. Nothing would have been better at this point. I wouldn't have brought new technology because I have no idea what I'm doing. He's like, nothing would have changed.
I've never heard that, but like,
yes,
that
I
strikes me in the
identified
best
with
way.
that so much. Yes,
Oh.
I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
I would have brought nothing to your society. I would have been a burden on you, as a matter of fact. I would have brought nothing to you. You'd be like, what is it like in the future? I'd be like, oh, we have these things we hold in our hands and they're like screens. And they're like, what? Can you invent that? No, I cannot. I can't do anything for you. I can't even draw you a picture of it because I'm that incompetent.
Oh, no.
So with all this technology, we just had to set up a new microphone. That's all we had to do. That's all we had to do. And with this platform that we use to record, it was as if they were asking us to build a spaceship. That's why even like, you watch like Walking Dead and all these zombie apocalypse movies. Yeah. I'm like, I would be zero use to anybody in that society. I could make you sourdough, but that's pretty much it. And if we're out of flour, they're just gonna be like, cut her off from society. She has nothing to offer. We have no more flour. We're done with her.
Entertainment is a need, Wendolyn. We can entertain. We can certainly do that.
Meredith, I mean, I've thought of that several times. And I'm like, my husband, they would keep him for strength alone. They'd be like, oh, yeah, he's a freaking barbarian. Keep him. The girl who's like just following us with a sweat stash, get rid of her. Let's get rid of her. That's just one more mouth to feed.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, that's how I feel in these situations, Meredith. Okay, so guys, this episode is a little bit different. We are doing questions that you guys have written in, that you guys have asked us, and we're going to answer them.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. We've received them in different ways. And because we have many clients who listen, they have been asking us also in sessions. So we've kind of gathered them over time. I thought maybe we would just create discussion around that. And, before we get into that, Wendolyn, I have to say, I have realized that I have my whole life walked through this world with a complete lens of metaphor and analogy. And there is nothing that I cannot make a story out of that doesn't have some meaning. Anything today, I pick a story. I'll tell you how it applies. Like, and it also happens more when I'm traveling in a new place and I've been with my parents. They're older. I've just been amazed how they fight through all of these like, ailments because it's worth it for them to, we talked about victim mentality. It's like, just take your pants
Yeah.
off, It's just like, well, just
Yeah.
push through it, use a cane. Like
Yeah.
I can't even tell you the amount of stories and analogies and all these wonderful moments that I've had lately. I feel very full. So we'll see how they come out.
Oh, I'm
But
sure. This week, my mind has been everywhere, so it kind of,
everywhere.
I'm sure I'll have fun things. I mean, listen, I've been working in my garden, got to get my garden ready.
Yeah.
And I have realized something about myself. I asked my husband, he gave me a little portion that he gave me, not like he needs to give me. I can have it if I want it. But he was like, this portion of the garden is all yours. You can do whatever you want, which not a very good thing to say to me because he likes things to be uniform. He loves things to be
He was
symmetrical.
like,
Like,
espresso yourself here.
yeah, I mean, he's gotten better. When we first got married, we found out that you could sell a ball sack in New York City and get like money for it. And I was like, would you do it? And he goes, for the simple fact that I wouldn't be symmetrical, the answer is no. Now, so he's changed a little bit. He's like, forget symmetry. Give me the mill. I'll invest that sucker. A ball sack for a mill? Done. So he has changed some. So
Just in
he's
case
given,
anyone was wondering, that wasn't one of
yeah,
the questions, but this is
that
the type
wasn't
of
one of the
stuff you're going to get
questions.
today. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but like he loves things symmetrical, outlined, straight lines. Like that's who he is. So in the garden and the yard, it's very precise. I'm like, yeah, let's get some ivy going. Let's do secret garden, some wildflowers. He's like, let's not be too crazy with that. Right. So he's given me this portion where he said, you can do whatever you want with it. Well, well, well. One day I started being like, oh, I can do some masonry stuff. So I started like, putting these bricks where I want them because I'm going to get the mortar and I'm going to do all this stuff. And I put it together and I thought it was really cool. And then I asked him I was like, hey, come over here. I want to get your opinion about something. And I asked him what he thought of it. He's like, I'm not that crazy about it. Let me tell you something. Apparently, I got pissed off because I asked for his opinion and his opinion didn't match mine. Like that is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I found myself being a little pissed off that he didn't like it. And then I was like, Wendolyn, you asked this man for an opinion that is clearly not going to be his style. Basically, you were saying, hey, can you come over here and just compliment me on my work? I should have said that.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. That's what I should have said.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but I didn't. I said, can you give me your opinion? And he did. And I pouted. I was such a brat. I told him that too. I was like, I
Did
don't
you
like
keep
how I
it?
asked for your opinion. Yeah. And he helped me alter it a little bit. And it's even better because, of course, he has an eye for stuff like this. Whatever. But anyway, so that was my week of figuring out, Wendolyn, you are asking for someone's opinion, but you don't want it. You don't want it. You want them to say, good job, Wendolyn. That's really great. So that's what I've learned about myself this week. Is if I ask for someone's opinion, just deal with their opinion. So that's what I learned
You
this
have
week.
to be open to what you're going to receive.
Oh, and you
That's
love
why you
that.
have
When
to
Meredith
ask people.
says,
Yeah.
yeah, listen, when you say, Meredith, give me your opinion on this, you are genuinely seeking someone's opinion. I am not. Just give me give me what I want to hear. And if you don't know what it is,
really
just ask me and I'll
am.
tell you this is what I want to hear. It's ridiculous. So I need to mean what I say.
Mm-hmm.
Is essentially what I'm saying here. So this week, that was my 1% of realizing, Wendolyn, if you don't want someone's opinion, simply don't ask for it.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
To that, let me add on to this and how this, okay. When I find something new that I believe that most people will just love, you got to try this. This is so exciting. I love this so much. I want to bring it into your life. Or maybe it is even sometimes I really want to, I really want you guys to see what I experienced, but rarely it is that. Rarely it is that. It's more of that I want people just to like, this is so great, whatever it is, this drink, this restaurant, what it could be anything, right? I like to, it's the joining thing that we talked about, I think.
Yeah.
So I bring all this stuff home from travels, and I've always had a lot of excitement about it. And of course, I have the excitement because I'm the one who's experienced it. But when you're bringing it to an audience that's just not really excited people, they don't, it's not like they're not joining you, they're just not matching your level of excitement. And I don't
Mm.
expect people to, and I am not a fully excited person all the time, as you know. Like it takes a lot, I
No.
think,
Yeah.
to get me excited with something. And so
Yeah.
I would think that the audience, let's just call them the audience, in which I share this would be like, okay, Meredith doesn't get this excited about things like this, you know. So we try the thing, everyone has their feedback or their opinions on it. I'm never hurt by it. I'm never hurt like, oh, this is disgusting, Meredith. How can you like it? Okay. Like I'm not, it's to try it. It's just to experience life with me. What I am curious and how, what your response is to this. I think the part that gets me upset or kind of puts me off is when I think that, or when I have heard that I'm doing this for attention. I'm doing
Oh,
this to like
you?
rub it into, yeah, like I'm doing it to like rub it in their face, or like, okay, Meredith thinks that she's so great that she does this travel and she's has all these exciting things happening in her life, you know. I'm not saying that that is an overall response that I get from most of my people. What I'm saying
Mm.
is I've had those moments, and you just know that those people don't know you that well. That
Hmm.
is the feedback that gets me. You know, that's the
Oh.
stuff, not the opinion of the thing that I'm bringing to you, but when I'm completely misunderstood of bringing this excitement. It has nothing to do with me coming into a room and being like, look at me and all the things that I've done, and I just want to show you all of them, and I'm great.
Mm.
Everybody who knows me knows that I'm not like that.
No,
And
you're not.
if I'm ever perceived like that or seen like that, especially people who do quote unquote know me, um, that's when I'm like, I don't want to hear what you have to say. You know?
Yeah.
I no, you can keep that to yourself. Thank you very much. You can keep
Yeah.
all the things that I'm reading on your face to yourself.
Mm.
Just leave.
Yeah.
If you don't want to join with me, if you think that this is a show, I don't want you
Mm.
here. And I came to the wrong audience. And that's the thing, Wendolyn. I went to the wrong audience. I know this about
Yeah.
certain people, and I still try sometimes to like have them join this excitement and to, you know,
Sure.
get that. And then I've realized over time, if how I present it really does matter. I just like, hey guys, you know, here's some things to try. This is what I, you know, I can do that with a certain group of
Yeah.
people. Other groups of people, they will just join me like, this is so good, Meredith. Or I don't really like it, but I know why you do. I'm continuously reminded of your audience. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like your Joe is your audience. He was your audience in
Yeah.
that. And you didn't tell him what you wanted from him. You know?
Sure
You
didn't.
didn't present
He's
that.
supposed to read my mind.
He's
Meredith,
supposed
don't you know?
to. He's supposed to. And
Your partner's supposed to read your mind. That's ridiculous.
but
That
it's
kind of
more
stuff
of,
pisses me off.
yeah.
And I pissed myself off because I was
Yeah.
doing that. Ew.
I
Yeah.
know. But
Mm-hmm.
you know who you are. You like, you want a little, you know, you want a little feedback that's validation. That's great.
Yeah, I
I
huffed
think
and puffed like on my own for about 10 minutes and then I looked at him. He had the shovel in his hand and I said, "Do you know what's hilarious?" He's like, "What?" I said that I got mad at you for like 10 minutes for giving me your opinion, which I asked for. And he started laughing and I started laughing and we moved on because I was like, "Wow, that was so bratty, Wendolyn.
mm,
That was
yeah, we have
bratty."
those moments,
Hmm.
right?
I felt like
Yeah.
that really, really skinny girl who everybody knows she's skinny. She knows she's skinny. And then she comes in like the most beautiful, tight, wonderful dress. And she goes, I mean, how do I look? Do I look fat? I think I look fat. And it was
Ooh.
like, no, no, no. She just wants people to tell her that she's gorgeous and skinny.
Ooh.
That's how I felt. Like, ew. If you like it, who cares? I was just fishing for compliments, is what I was
Oh,
doing.
that's funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was
Well,
fishing. I did not catch what I wanted to catch, but
no,
I
you
was
did not.
fishing.
You didn't. You didn't. You did not. You knew what the
I
pond
did
was as
not.
well. See, you knew that pond and
I did.
you
My
did.
bait. Yeah, it wasn't good. But anyway, so I learned that about myself this week. And so I took that and I was like, 1%, Wendolyn, let's ask what we mean. Let's ask what we
Mm,
mean. Recognize that you're not asking the right question.
mm,
That's why you
mm.
didn't get what you wanted. You didn't
Right.
ask the right question.
Right.
Yeah. Hmm.
That's so true.
So anyway, yeah.
Well,
Okay. So Meredith, well, go
I
ahead. Tell me.
no, there is one more thing, and the reason it was partly of what I said, but it was also this.
Oh.
When you speak about valid, I just thought about this. I was like, I was starting this because I was also relating it to validation, and I
Mm,
recognize this third part, or this third group of people is I want validation. I don't know if I already said this. Sorry. If
mm,
I want validation that like I am an exciting person or these things are great or like that I am right, let's
mm,
say, that this is amazing. But that if I cook a meal for somebody, I want your opinion genuinely. I don't want you to tell me this is great, Meredith. I love this. This is to your okay. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe not of the
mm,
stuff that I bring from travels. This is separate when you're talking about it, you're right, Wendolyn. I do want someone's feedback and opinion. I don't want someone to say, oh, this is the best mac and cheese I've ever had. No, I really want to know. Meredith, I liked that other one that you made 2 weeks ago, and I liked this about
mm.
it, and I don't like this about this because what does that do for me? I love it. Information, I go and change it again, if people don't know me, they could think, and sometimes they have, oh, Meredith needs so much validation. She wants someone to tell her that this is great. Don't you guys love it? That's never what I'm asking. Ever.
Mm-mm.
I want to make sure that I please you. I want to make sure
Yeah.
that what I'm giving to you is satisfying. You know, like I'm
Yeah.
not going to do it again. I'm not going to waste my time. If I ask you about a gift that I've given you, give me your real answer. You know, I'm not saying this like,
Mm,
oh, did you love it? Did you love it? Did you love No. Like, what did you think
yeah.
about it? Did it fit? Do you like how it fits? Are you going to use it? If you're not going to use it, doesn't hurt my feelings. I'll get you something else.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well said.
Mm, thank you.
You're
I'm
like, I
fired
wasn't
up
looking for
about
that
that one. I
validation,
am
but
fired up. Got a little validation there. Didn't need it, but I
mm-hmm.
appreciated it.
Yeah, of course. Well, I know you, Meredith, and there have been plenty of times you've brought us something that you're like, I don't know if you like this, but da 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 da, and we'll try it, and we'll even my husband about, you guys used to bring him beer or whatever when he used to have a beer every now and again. And he would tell you whether he liked it or not, or oh,
Hmm.
it's not my favorite or whatever. And you were never offended by any of that.
No.
I feel like a lot of times I've described you as kind of being a dude in that way. Like you've always just kind of been like, I think that's why you were kind of one of the boys back in the day
Oh,
because
yeah.
you didn't get offended. You just kind of were like, you would laugh at things that kind of dudes laugh at because
Hmm.
it wasn't like you were so sensitive.
And they're
You
like,
just
Meredith, what are you laughing
appreciated.
at? Are you making
Yeah,
fun of
yeah,
us? I'm like, no, I just think that's really funny. Like, why aren't we just laughing at ourselves? Like, I don't know.
yeah. Yeah. Hmm.
And I'm laughing at you because it's endearing most of the time, right? Like, I'm like, I just
Hmm.
love that part of you. Well, maybe somebody has criticized you for that for years and I'm laughing at it. So you think I'm laughing at this like insecurity, but really I'm laughing because I appreciate it so much. Like, I think I
Yeah.
laugh at the vulnerability and people just bringing themselves right out, like straight out, right? And
Yeah.
it's sometimes just the way that I express the emotion. It's my validation in some way, but it usually doesn't land
Hmm.
very well. Because I laugh at the wrong times. I think that's a little bit of autism. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, but I really appreciate that about you. I love that. I love it because I don't ever have to worry about impressing you or saying the right thing, you know.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So if someone
No.
doesn't understand that, they can
And
just,
yeah, they can. And I do appreciate with you, Gwendolyn, that you do use a lot of words of affirmation for me, and it's not something that I require. And I allow myself, I guess I'm gonna use the word allow, to take it in and just to be like, this
Mm,
is Wendolyn's way of showing love, and this is something that this is how she's expressing it. And so like I take it in, like I will say thank you. It's not like,
yeah.
oh, no, no, no. Because that's the way that you receive it too. And I consciously have to do that with people in general if they're words of affirmation people, because I try to. People say I'm pretty good at it, but I consciously do it when I know a person is. And it's not because I'm faking it. It's like, Meredith, say the thing that you're thinking. They want to hear it, you
Yeah.
know? Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you give confidence in a different way. I remember my friend Mandy always saying, when Meredith is around, I feel like I can do anything. Like, I remember one time she said, yeah, I just wish I could do this. And you're like, why aren't you doing it? And she was like, yeah, why aren't I doing it? You know?
That's funny. I love her.
So, anyway, but all right, Meredith, we have some pretty
Yes.
good questions here
Yes. Let's do it.
by our listeners, our beloved followers. Listen, and if you are not following us, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Get,
Gwendolyn needs it
get
for
yourself
validation.
together. I need
I
it
need
for
it for.
validation, people.
I just want your feedback. But don't give it to
Yeah.
Gwendolyn. Just give it to me. Just send it to me.
Yeah. Listen, how many times have we had people like, oh my goodness, I love this, da, 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 da. But now, listen, put your fingers to work and leave a nice little review on our podcast. 5 stars. You're wonderful. I love you. And you're my best friend. That's all you need to write. Is that so hard? I don't
Uh,
understand.
well,
So, anyway, okay.
yes.
Here are some questions.
Okay.
All right, Wendolyn. Because we talked about our relationship and people have wondered, they're curious about it. And they should be because we're really good friends. We spend time together when we can. It is a friendship it is something that is very valuable, right?
Hmm.
And people see that. And so, okay, Wendolyn, what is a Meredith moment that stands out to you where you saw that she was your person? Okay. All right. So there's a couple. There is a couple that come to mind when I saw this question. At my wedding reception, I didn't get married. Like, I got married in Alaska. My husband was like, hey, let's get married in Alaska. I was like, yes. So I don't have to walk down the aisle. And I thought, oh my goodness, if people have to see me walk down an aisle, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. So we went to Alaska, got married in Seward. Meredith tried to make it. She couldn't make it. But his parents wanted to have a reception for us when we got back. We said, fine. We invited all kinds of people. At one point in this whole thing, I don't know if you remember this, Meredith. Do you
Oh
remember
my
what I'm
gosh,
going to
yes.
say?
Yes, this is about the person giving a speech? Is
Yes,
this it?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Somebody,
Okay.
we weren't doing speeches. Speeches weren't, they just weren't doing
Oh,
it.
but
It
he
was just a bunch
was.
of dancing,
He was
food, but
going
he
to.
was.
Hmm.
There was a guy there who grabbed the microphone and he wasn't under the influence, but he was not in a great place in his life. I'll leave it at that. And he was going to say some things. Meredith saw the panic in on my face. I was like, oh no, this is not going to be good. She goes, what? And I said, such and such has the microphone. She goes, okay, all right, we're going to take care of this.
What did I do?
Meredith jumps out of her seat in her high heels and her very pretty dress. I remember I really liked your dress. And you went out on the dance floor by yourself. It was him and a microphone. And you
No.
started dancing. Yes. You were like telling the and my roommates went with you. They were like, okay, we got to make a distraction. And Meredith started like doing these dresses and these dances. And all I could think was Elaine from Seinfeld
That's accurate. I don't remember
dancing.
it, but I already know that I dance
Oh,
like that. So
well, because she was like, basically, you were like, I'm not here to dance to be like cool Meredith. I'm here for people just to watch me and to somehow. And so, and I remember my friend Mandy making my way over to him and grabbing the microphone and pretending she was singing. So, like, all of you guys kind of collaborated and did this like ridiculous dancing thing and took the microphone away from him. And everyone was like, what is happening? I knew at that moment, I was like, these are my people. This right here These are my people. That was number one. Another time is when you went with me to go see my mom, who, if you guys have
Mhm.
heard stories about Carmen, she has paranoid schizophrenia. And so I don't even know if I've actually said that on here, but she does. And she thought that Meredith was Satan. Yes, you heard me right.
Literally.
Satan, literally.
Yes.
And so I took my mom to the mall to get her
Mm,
clothes. And Meredith had
mm.
to sit in the back seat. While Meredith was in the back seat, my mom in Spanish was saying all these horrible things about how she was going to hurt Meredith. And I thought, dear Jesus, help us just get through this. And then at the mall, my mom had made it very clear that she was going to attack Meredith. So I had Meredith just sit on random benches far away from
Mhm.
us. And Meredith would
Mhm.
like move up. Every store we went to, she would sit on a bench and just wait for us. And then, like, the whole time, though, my mom was just threatening to injure Meredith. And Meredith just, she stayed the course. You stayed the course,
I
Meredith.
did. Yeah.
You did.
You
You
know,
did. You were like, this is what I have to do.
she can't help it. I
She
know that I'm
can't.
not Satan, so I'm good. You know, I just, I just felt so bad for you because I know you and you felt bad for me. But I
Oh, I
also
felt
think you could
horrible.
connect from that though at some point because I hope that you could at some point because you were also like,
Yes.
Meredith is fine. Like she
Yeah,
can handle
she's fine.
herself. Yeah.
She's
Hmm.
good. But boy, let me tell you, under the threat of Carmen, you still kept your cool. And you were there. You were ever present. Let me tell you, that was something.
That was something
That,
I do
mm-hmm.
wonder sometimes, Gwendolyn, if I ever did see her again, if I would still be Satan to her, or if it was just that
She'd
moment
remember
in an
you.
episode.
She doesn't forget stuff like that. No, no,
Right,
no,
that's
no,
what
no,
I
no, no,
thought.
no.
I think that I would always be Satan to her, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I
great.
mean,
That's
she would
something.
never forget you. I mean, she loves my husband. That's something I've told him. I said, don't ever be in a room alone with her. You'll never come out the same. You won't come out the same. I think he's a little scared of her. She's 5'1", if even 5'1".
Ah,
And yeah, I mean, my husband's 6'2", and I said, she'll eat you up. She'll eat you up and spit you out. I'm like, don't, And my husband's no small man. He's like, no, I get that. He understands it. I'm like, don't mess with Carmen. Just,
just don't.
But
Just
anyway,
don't.
those were a couple moments that I was thinking,
Mm.
there were so many moments like that, but those were two moments I'm like, yeah, she's, she's, she's the one. But yeah, I mean, right. But I
Yes,
do.
no,
So
it's so true.
that question, I was like, oh yeah, there were. So my question to you, Meredith, and all of that,
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever asked you this, is if
What? You can't even get through it. What are you gonna ask me?
If God said to you, Meredith, I will heal Wendolyn's hip bursitis, no surgery, nothing, but
Yeah.
you have to have a makeout sesh with Ed from 90 Day, would you do it?
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
No,
just
no
for my
thought.
hip bursitis?
Yes, absolutely. That you have
Oh
been
my
living in
goodness.
that pain for so long. Yes.
Ed
Yes.
I said Ed, right?
I do. You could have said name another one. I'll say yes. I don't even have to know who it is. 100%. Yeah.
I'm I love that. I love that about you so much. I'm like, oh, see, this is the thing about Ed. It is who he is as a person that Meredith cannot handle.
I
She is
can't.
just like, I can't with this man.
I can't.
Even your face right now, you're so grossed
Yeah. I
out by the
think I
kind of
threw up a
person that
little
he is.
bit. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I'll just have to close
But
my
that's
eyes. It's fine.
mm,
And he can't
mhm.
talk. Can I give him like rules? Like can he just don't
No,
talk?
no. I think he should be able to say at least a full paragraph before the
I still would
sesh.
do it. I still would do it. I might throw up
That
in the
is true
stop,
friendship.
but no,
That
I totally would do it.
Well, listen, Meredith. I mean, if I weren't Meredith, what? If I weren't married and you were like, you have to make out with somebody who has really oily skin on their lips, I would do
You
it.
can't even say it right now.
It makes me want to throw up. I have a skin issue. I don't like
Not
touching
that
people's
you
skin
personally
unless
have the skin issue. You have an
no.
issue with skin.
With skin, I don't know how massage therapists do it. Sometimes I've felt sick while getting a massage, thinking about them having to touch my skin. I have felt bad for them because skin makes me. Meredith and I were driving down the road and I saw a random wig on the side of the road. And
Oh,
I felt sick in my stomach. I started gagging because I thought about the skin. Sorry, I'll take that out because because I thought of the skin and the skin left behind. I cannot. Skin makes me sick. I can touch my
oh,
kid's skin. I can touch my husband's skin. That is it.
oh my gosh,
That's
that's
it.
hilarious. Mm.
So, yeah. Okay. All right. Here's another question, Meredith. All right. Quick pause before we keep going. If you're enjoying this conversation, we want to ask you for a small favor. Go ahead and follow the podcast and leave us a review. Those reviews actually tell us that these conversations are reaching and helping people. And that matters to us because doing this takes time out of our day, our week, and sometimes it takes our sanity. So if something you've heard here has helped you think differently, have a better conversation, or even just feel a little less crazy in your life, take 10 seconds and leave us a review. It helps the show grow and lets us know that it's worth continuing. Plus, Meredith says leaving a review is a healthy relational behavior, and I'm pretty sure therapists know things. And honestly, it's a nice way to say keep going without having to send us baked goods, although we accept those too. All right, now back to the conversation before we get off track, which is completely typical of us. Here's another question, Meredith, from one of our viewers, because we were talking about, there was an episode where we talked about like crushes, and you were
Oh,
like, no, I used to think like kissing was gross or whatever.
yeah.
And so this question is, do you remember your first attempt at flirting and what was it like?
Oh, oh. Um, I think that I would. Oof, this is crazy. I'm having a hard time with this one because it's really awkward. I think that I used to try, like, I tried to flirt. Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna tell you something that oh my gosh,
Tell me right
Wendolyn.
now.
All right.
Tell me right now.
This is not the first time I tried to flirt. I actually cringe when I think of this moment. It happened. When this passes by, I'm cringing and I'm like, oh my, I cannot believe you did that. So cafeteria, college, you know how it goes. Different groups
Mm-hmm.
of people could not be more like these are the cool people. It's the high school lunchroom. And of course I was always the one like not wanting to eat in the lunchroom. Eating, not ever by myself. I had always had good friends, but I just didn't like the whole vibe. So we had brother dorms, and there were a couple guys on our brother dorm that I just really liked. And I probably had a crush or something, but mostly knowing me, I really just like being friends with guys more than girls. Um, but I was always socially awkward. I didn't know necessarily how to get in. And a lot of the friends that I had, I think back in the day, they would make the first move. Like they would, they're like, oh, you're kind of cool. Like, whatever. You're weird. I'm weird too. I'm like, great, join. Um,
Yeah.
I, oh God, hold on.
It's that bad, Meredith.
Well, okay, so I can't remember the exact details, but here's the idea of it. I sat in the middle of the table of the boys' dorm, essentially. There were a few other girls there. And I'm like, I'm going to join and I'm going to bring something to the table. So I made this comment about, hey guys, do you know that this actor is actually this person? And I think I was talking about Marilyn Manson. something like that. I have no idea how it even had any business knowing this fact. And I could not have been more wrong about what I said. And
Mm.
table was absolutely silent. And I was trying to be like that, like joining.
Uh-huh.
I want everyone to like know that I know the things that are going on in the world. Well, I absolutely
Uh-huh.
did not. It fell flat. And everyone looked at
Uh,
me, and especially the guys that I was like, well, that's not happening, I guess. And I just like started to like slink away from the table.
oh.
Um,
Oh,
and they're
Meredith.
like, no, yeah, no. I remember like bringing in a fact that I was so sure of to be like that person to start that conversation. Or, I really know this. And it was so not true. And everybody else at the table knew that it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't. And
Oh.
yeah. So that was my attempt at like maybe trying to join. It was probably a little flirtatious, but anytime I flirted, it was always going to be some sort of like, um, let's start a conversation. I don't know.
Oh
I
no. Like a
rarely,
fact. I've never, yeah. I mean, to be like, I'm going to flirt by bringing in a fact. I mean, that just shows how awkward you and I are. Is like,
yeah, but it's never been like, because I'm so smart.
oh,
It's not that. I did my research, so I have a list of things to come to you with, and I know what you're interested in, and I did the things so I could join with you.
yeah.
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 But
Yeah.
I think I would
Oh,
stalk some of my crushes sometimes. Like I would know their class schedules and stuff and like try to put myself in their path. Yeah.
haven't we all?
Like,
Yes. Well,
whoops.
haven't us
Whoops. Oh, do
all
you
on
have this
the,
class now? Mm,
uh,
didn't know.
uh,
Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, 100%. There was a
Oh,
guy. Go ahead. Please
no,
tell me.
no, no,
Tell me.
go,
Tell
go,
me.
go, go.
No, there was a
Uh,
guy that we called Checkered Shirt Boy. And me and my friend, Brooke, yes, Brooke, I know you listen to this, we would stare at him during convocation because we were like, if we stared at him long enough, I bet you anything he'll feel it and he'll look at us. Well, he did. Well, we never stopped staring. We just kept staring at him and he got really awkward. And we never did. And now I look back and I go, we were in college, not elementary school.
yeah.
This is what we did in
Hmm.
college. That's horrible,
Hmm.
this poor guy. Oh, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Checkered Shirt Boy.
We don't know his
Oh,
name. We don't know who that is. No.
no.
Okay.
I remember one time I was in the library.
Oh, I have lots of library moments too. Yeah, tell me.
For like a year, we stalked this guy. We thought he was the best looking thing. He looked like a man. He looked like Luke from Gilmore Girls. And we were in the library. I was in the library looking at books. I took a book out and he was on the other side of the book and he saw me and I saw him and he came around because I was the girl staring at him at convocation. I thought, oh my gosh, my sidekick Brooke isn't here
Mm.
for me to lean on and to laugh it off with. He came to me on the other side. He goes, hey, oh, I do know his name. He goes, hey, I'm Craig. I turned around and I ran. I ran away. I ran out of the.
That's a movie
Yeah,
moment. You and your movie moments. Oh my
it is a
gosh. You
movie
just ran.
moment. It is a movie
And
moment.
did you ever enter the library again after that?
Well, no, I don't think I did. As a matter of fact, until he graduated.
Oh, the library was my home. I don't know what I would have done
Mm,
without it. I don't know.
yeah.
I really don't.
I mean, I wonder
Mm-mm.
too, like, I feel like you and I flirted really weird with guys. We didn't really know how to do it. We
Mm-mm.
were very, even with my husband, I never flirted with him. He was always the one flirting with me. I never flirted with him. I'm not a good flirt. The first time I ever attempted to flirt, oh, I've never, you know this story. There was a guy, I'm not going to say his name, but he was on the football team in my high school. And I knew, talk about stalking. I knew he
Hmm.
worked out after school. And I decided, well, I'm going to wait after
No,
school and I'm going to go down to the weight room. Yes, I did. I'm going to go down to the weight room and I'm going to introduce myself. Well, it was this long hallway to the weight room, and him and his friends were sitting on a bench outside the weight room. I had a starter jacket in my arms,
Mm.
Georgetown starter jacket. This is years after they were popular. I was still wearing mine. I had a Georgetown starter jacket. I walked up to them. They were guessing each other's weight.
No,
I
no,
was not a skinny girl.
no, no, no. I'm remembering this now.
I was not a
Holding
skinny
my
girl. And you know
breath.
what I said? It was a movie moment. When I called them, I said, I interrupted them guessing each other's weight. I said, guess my weight. And they all looked at me at the same time. They didn't even know I was there. I just popped up out of nowhere. I'm holding my starter jacket and they go, and they tried to be really conservative and like spare my feelings. So they were saying like
Mm,
really low weights. I was like, nope,
mm.
higher. Nope, higher. Every time they guessed. Like I had to get them to the truth. It was very bizarre. And they were like, 120. I'm like, nope, higher. And I like kept doing this, Meredith.
Oh, oh.
Finally, after the last guess, I turned my body completely around where I wasn't facing them. My back was towards them, slung my jacket with two fingers on the neck
I
of my
remember
jacket
that. Yeah, yeah.
over my shoulder, looked back at them and said, I guess you'll never know. And I walked away down the hallway in complete silence. Silence. Not a word was spoken from them, not from me. And when I realized what I had done, I started walking really weird because I knew they were watching me. So I created a limp as I was walking the further I got away because it was the longest
No, no,
hallway
no.
in the world. Yeah. And I was wearing sweatpants. I do remember that. It was really hot and had a sweat stash. All of this. That was my attempt at flirting. That was my attempt at flirting.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
How I ever got married is beyond me. It was all him. Not me.
Yeah,
What were you thinking of
yeah.
before? What were you saying?
Um, oh, I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think it was really that important. I don't remember. I I'm just really thinking about how I flirted and I don't know. I think it was always like trying to figure out something that they were interested in and then bringing up something that I learned about it. I think that's probably
Mm,
how it was done. Um, and then I got to a point in life where I'm like, I still do that, but it's not like the flirting thing, you know? It was more of just like, I'm just curious. And when I
yeah.
started dating more seriously in my, I don't know, whenever it was, my 30s, I guess, I was always told that, not like that I have game, but like I'm a really good date and I'm a great conversationalist. I ask good questions, all of that thing. And
All very true. All very true.
okay, thanks. However, when you say the flirting, you got to be a little like, you got to be a little feminine. Like you just like, oh, flip your hair and stuff. I didn't do that. And um it was a rough go. Dating was so hard.
Mm,
It is hard in general.
yeah.
And I'm not going to say like it was harder for me than other people because I wouldn't know that, but I can tell you that, man, I put myself through fire. I mean, this. Like I hired matchmakers. I hired someone to do my dating apps. Remember, I hired a person, like a
Yeah.
matchmaking company, that they would do
Mm-hmm.
your your dating apps for you. They did the pictures, they did everything. I hired like three different types of matchmakers. I did, and then all of a sudden like they say, it's all about timing.
But
But
then you got to a point, Meredith, where you were so good. It was like no stress with you. Like you would actually enjoy going out and meeting new people, and it wasn't stressful for you. It was like something very entertaining for you.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it was
It was
so
like you became a
entertaining.
profesh overnight. I was like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I was a serial dater for a very long time.
I mean,
Very, very long
you were
time.
very honest with people and it landed very well for you. And I think once you started being yourself
Yeah.
it was it worked well for you. It was like you stopped trying to fit the mold of like this is what
Oh,
flirting is.
yes, yes,
And
yes.
you started just being you. I remember one time you telling a guy who was really good looking and like he loved it. I was like, oh, I was like, I don't know what to
Oh, at
do.
the
But
Renaissance Fair, right? At
at
the
the Rent
Renaissance Fair.
Fest, and he
See, but
was
I don't see
like,
that as flirting at all. I'm just like,
that
I
is
can't.
flirting to the real world, Meredith.
Oh, I just am like,
That is
you
flirting.
are so good looking. I can't stop looking at you. What did I say?
Yeah.
Did I say something along
You
those
were like, you are
lines?
so good looking. You were like, you have a great smile and just something really great about you. And it made his leotard dream. Okay. He was all about that.
That's
And I was like,
hilarious.
I started fumbling with my money because I thought, oh, okay. But let me tell you, he would have went on a date with you in, you know,
Really?
2 seconds. Oh, listen, girl, he had invited you to that RV in the back in the woods there. I know he would have. Okay.
I guess
I
so.
mean,
See,
it
that's the
was,
thing though. I've never been able to tell if anyone's interested in me. Like, I'm not good at that.
mm,
I can tell in others, you know.
that's why I just appreciated when men were straightforward.
Mm-hmm. Please just be
That's why with
straightforward.
Joe, yeah, he was like, these are my intentions with you. I like you.
Mm-hmm.
I want to date you, period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If not, I would have had no idea. None. I'm like, who's going to
Yeah.
like me? Yeah. Honestly, I think I
Oh,
went
so
on a
many
date one
people. Are you
time in
kidding, Wendell?
college. I'm not sure. I was like, is this a date? Is it not? I didn't know. So I was just like, I just can't say it's a date because I couldn't pick up on anything like that.
No, 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 no.
No.
I would I would convince myself that things were dates and I knew that they weren't. Like
Mm.
I because those are the type of guys that I would want to be with if they didn't go for girls like me. You know. You know some of what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
back when we were in college, all the guys wanted the Meg Ryan. They all wanted her because
Mm.
that's when You Got Mail came out, and it was like, oh my gosh,
I
the
did
damsel
get
in
that haircut, by the
distress.
way. I did get the
I
Meg
would
Ryan
have
haircut.
too had I not looked like a mushroom head with curly hair. I would have done the same thing. Please, you had the hair for it. Yeah, I was sitting there going, how can I look like Minnie Driver? Like that was my, fallback. So yeah, I get it. I
Well,
would have
you
done the
guys are
same
getting a
thing.
lot of good info today. Like you asked a few questions and we're just going for it. I hope that you're all satisfied. My goodness. And it's funny because it's like, can we know the person behind the curtain? It's the wizard,
Yeah,
like the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And there is there is that part of us sometimes, well, more me than Wendell, and we do say this, is that I am definitely more protected. And it's not because I don't want people to know things about me. I've had clients say, I don't want to know that much about you, Meredith, because
yeah.
I want to keep that distance where
Mm-hmm.
um it's it should just kind of be like a blank slate, right? In some ways,
Yeah,
my personality. They know who they're getting as far as a person. And I think
yeah,
that's kind of what I've focused and concentrated on. And there are times that I self disclose, and there could not have been more discussions in grad school about this. And I understand it now. Like, especially during COVID, Wendolyn, I think I remember saying this. I think I said this to you. I said, it's just a different way of doing therapy now because we're so used to looking at screens for entertainment. And now I feel like there has to be some sort of entertainment or conversation going a little bit more than I
mm,
would before. And I realized I was talking more, and I don't typically do that. I like the client. I mean, to talk more. And then I realized at some point too that we're all so alone that we're all looking for connection. And like, I didn't do
yeah.
this, but I caught myself often just wanting to talk to them about my life, like not personal things,
Mm,
but just like, you know what I mean? Like, because it was just, we're all so insular. And
mm-hmm.
I found that really interesting. But for you, how you use it, this makes sense for how you do it, right? Like you use
Yeah.
yourself a lot in your coaching. It's a little bit different. And I just hear your clients all the time about like how funny you are and how they like that you're honest and how you do share and they do know about your kids, and they just they're so relatable in that way that
Yeah.
the talk about validation, right? I do think we just need to
Mm,
be real and honest about who we are, because I'm no better than you. We're no better than you. Like even
no.
doing this podcast, right, Wendolyn? It's like,
Yeah.
do we know more about things? We have had this experience over a long period of time. So that's what we share with you, but we're
Yeah.
also sharing ourselves in different ways. And we share these moments even today. It's like, let's reflect on this. We've all had cringe moments. We've all
Yeah.
had these really embarrassing cringe moments, and we have to realize our new selves, our old selves in the moment. There's always
Hmm.
a right. There's always a way
Yeah.
to um I guess there's always a way to connect too. You know, like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
always a way to
Yeah.
connect. And that's just kind of
Hmm.
funny how we're talking about flirting, and how I was saying in the beginning, like just how I connect stories or ideas to anything.
Hmm.
I can't help but think about it in that way. And I think that's why we love this podcast, is because we can't connect to everybody at one time,
No.
like in front of them. And
Mm-mm.
you would be very overwhelmed with that. I would love it. So
Yeah. And
like
we do two
how
different things, right?
yeah.
Meredith, you as a therapist, your role is very different from mine.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so me being
Yeah.
able to share those parts of my life, I kind of see it like that C.S. Lewis quote. I'm not going to even try to quote it because I'll butcher it, but it says, the moment you find a friend is when you say, "Oh, you too." It's that kind of
Mhm.
thing where it
Mhm.
opens that door of,
Yeah.
I'm not the only one,
Mhm.
and I've had so many cringe moments in my life where I can now look at those and just laugh. There's only a few things that I'm like, oh, I'm not ready to ever talk about. And so, you know, there was one. I'll say it for the first time I've ever talked about it ever since I did it. And my husband's going to hear this and be like, "Why would you ever be cringe around me, Wendolyn? Like that's ridiculous." When my husband and I first got married, I decided, okay, I need to exercise more and I can't go running because of whatever it was. And so I decided to do a dance routine. That's embarrassing within itself, is my own private dance routine. And so one day he came home from work and I said, "Yeah, I've just decided I'm going to do a dance routine." He said, "Okay." And I said, "Do you want to see it?" He's like, "Yeah." It was awful. It was as if, I was like rolling on the floor.
No, 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 no.
No, no,
No.
I was rolling
There
on the
was
floor, couldn't
Rolly?
get up very fast.
Wow.
Roly
Wow.
poly, straight up on the floor. And I did thrusts. There were lots of things involved. And I thought this is going to look really good. As I was doing it at the end, I realized I've gone too far. And we're newly married. And if he still loves me after this, I know we're forever. We're forever bonded. I could do nothing to make
Oh.
this man leave me. And,
Oh.
you know, I'm sure he
Bless your
probably
heart.
remembers it. If he doesn't, I think that's Jesus probably saying, "Hey, don't remember this about your wife. Let's move on." But if he does remember it, it's just further proof that that man loves me beyond
Oh,
measure.
he remembers it. He
And
remembers
so
it.
there's
I
moments like that where I'm
guarantee.
like, oh my goodness. A lot of it is just I don't think things through. And
Uh,
I've now disciplined in my life to try to be less impulsive and try to
mm,
think things through and try to be more meaningful about the things that I say and do.
mm-hmm.
And, but we all have those moments where we're just embarrassed about ourselves, or we're just thinking, why did I do that? Or, oh, is there any coming back from that? Or can I share this with somebody? You can share it with me because I can guarantee you I've done it and I've done it worse. I've done it worse. So, yeah, you can share that with me 100%.
Yes, yes, I love that. That's the whole thing with this podcast, though, Wendy. I love it. Like even that, right? I want to hear people's stories. I want to hear your stories, listeners, followers. We want to hear these from you too. The reason we're sharing them is there is a normalization, and like let's laugh at
Yeah.
ourselves, right? Like We've
Yeah.
all had these moments, and how many of us carry this, especially in shame? Like, forget that, you know? Like,
Yeah.
just bring it here.
Yeah.
We'll just talk all about our
Uh-huh.
stuff here. What other embarrassing moments would you like us to share today, Wendolyn? What other questions have we received?
I mean, I have one about you, but I don't know if you're ready to share it. So
What? What?
it happened this last week, but you don't have to share it if you don't want to. That laugh in itself, that laugh in itself is awful. If I could laugh that way in front of people, they should be able to open up in front of me. Okay. Oh, you called me about something this week, Meredith, and I laughed
I
so hard. I
did.
actually
I
screamed. I actually
Yeah.
screamed.
They're like, that's not real. That's not real. I remember you saying that. That's not real. I have always been terrified.
Mm,
I'll share it. Sure. Let's do the
I think
vulnerability
you should.
thing here. Okay. Okay, everybody. Yeah, I'm terrified sharing this. I have always been so concerned with having conversations on the phone with my clients. Is this what you're talking about, Wendolyn? Okay.
It's one of my favorite things
Because
I've heard ever.
because my very dear friends and family, every time, and we mean
Mhm,
this, right? It's the sign off. Everyone has a sign off, right? So
mhm,
the Portuguese family, it's beijinhos, which is kisses, you know, like it's a
mhm.
thing. You have like this sign off, right? I love you, so good to hear from you, blah blah. And I consciously have to be in the moment sometimes, be like, don't say I love you, don't say I love you. Because because it can become so like rote, you know? And
And because you do love your clients.
I was going to say,
Yes.
and I genuinely love my clients. Um, thank God we did a whole thing on all those types of love. So you guys can figure
Hmm.
out what kinds of love. But I genuinely love my clients. I love who they are. How they just come, right? And this is a client that I've known for a while, kind of grown up with her, and I left the conversation, was like, I love you. I don't know what I said. I said, love you, or like, I love you so much. Like something along the lines of that. And I was saying in such an endearing way. But I'm like, oh, I did it. I did it. And I immediately called Gwendolyn.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm. Hmm.
it has not come up with that client, but I think that they appreciate the validation in that. Um, they did not say it back to me, which I don't know how I would have handled that. I would have handled it fine knowing me, but
Oh, but
it is
I
the
love
thing that
this
I've
about, oh, I
never
love this
wanted to
so
do.
much. But this is the thing, Meredith, is I think it's really good for people to hear this because they see therapists as perfect people. They do. They're
Oh,
like, oh, they're
well.
mind readers. They will fix you and they're perfect.
Hmm. Mm,
And
mm,
I love
well.
that you're able to laugh at yourself, even if,
Mm,
and thank God it was this client and
yes. 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 Yes.
not one of
Oh,
the more
oh,
serious
oh.
ones, right? I
No.
mean,
Oh
oh,
my goodness.
oh,
Gwendolyn. Yeah.
mm-mm.
Some would have to be, there would have to be a repair session that I would have to pay for if I said that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
it is true though. Overall, I have so much love for my clients. I appreciate you guys so much. You know, this with us, Gwendolyn. We cannot get enough of the vulnerability that people bring into the room and that people trust us with all of this stuff.
Yeah.
We do not take it for granted. We really
We
do
don't.
hold it as precious.
Yeah.
This is not easy for people to come to you and talk about this stuff. It,
Yeah.
I could be meeting with someone on and off, let's say for a few years, and they'll say to me, I've always wanted to talk to you about this. I just couldn't, and now I can't help but talk about it. And I just think, wow, you've been holding that for 35 years, 20 years, 60
Yeah.
years. Um, I'm so glad you have a place just to like lay it down, you know?
Mm, yeah. Well, and we have the honor on our side of allowing
Hmm.
people to let go of shame
Oh,
because
100%.
secrecy, right? When
Mm,
people hold on to those things, shame builds and shame builds and
yeah.
shame builds. And when people finally let that go and let us have that part of them, that shame can start going away
Hmm.
because shame loves secrecy,
Oh, loves
right? The
it.
lies. And when you open up and you say, okay, it's just like you calling me, telling me about telling a client that you love them. Like you feel so like, oh, shame and embarrassment. But when you talk about it, it's like it's released. And even though
Yeah.
that's like a funny thing, when we can do that, when we can say, I danced in front of my husband and did some roly poly moves, like,
Mm-mm.
although, like, it's such a cringe moment, it does
Mm.
release some shame. And people were so honored to have people give that to us
Yeah,
and
it's so
trust us with
true.
that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I I say to clients, let's bring it to the light. Let's bring it into the
Mm,
light and just shine like a huge light
yeah.
on it.
I say, let
And
the poison
then,
out. Let the poison
yeah,
out.
let the,
Yep.
yeah, yeah,
Let the poison
let
out.
step into the light. What was that? Was
Step
that Beauty
into
and
the
the
light.
Beast? I don't know. One of those. I think of that. Like, just get right in there. You know, this can be
Yeah.
your place. I am your
Yeah.
audience. Bring it on. You could not have a less judgmental person in your court. Like,
True.
bring it on. You know,
I
same thing.
I've loved this
Mm.
episode, Meredith, because not only did we get to ask a few questions, but people have said that they like the conversational aspect of our podcasts, where
Mm.
it's a dialogue back and forth. And how many times have people told us, I feel like I'm sitting at a coffee shop with two friends
I
when they listen to
know.
our
It's
podcast?
so,
That's probably been the best,
yeah.
the best review that I have
Hmm.
really like, oh, that hit me. Where I'm like, that's exactly what we
Hmm.
want because that's who we are.
This
We're
is
very
exactly what
relational
we
people.
want.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And I think we have enough coffee cups for everyone out there.
Yes. Absolutely. You see in my background, coffee, coffee,
Uh-huh.
coffee. My
Yeah, we'll
life
have
is
to show you
coffee.
Wendolyn's collection over there.
We're happy to do these episodes where we can just talk
Hmm.
and be a little bit more relational so you guys understand we don't just talk about these things that we're on every episode. We live them.
Hmm.
We
Mm.
this is something and we make mistakes too. The other day someone said something to me that I did not like and I brushed it off and kind of laughed it off and I thought, "Well, what are you doing? You sit there and tell people you teach people how to treat you and you didn't do that in this situation." And I was like, "Oh," and I was so frustrated with myself. And then I
Mm.
thought about what we talk about. Okay, you're still going to make mistakes. You're still
Hmm.
not going to do everything right. Calm down, pre-game for the next
Hmm.
time because there's a next time coming. And so, what should you say next time? How should you react next time? What does that look like? So,
Yeah.
we do that in our own lives. We make
Yes.
mistakes, even the things that we talk about, right? Preach about, whatever. We are going to make mistakes, and we're not 100% on these things.
We wouldn't have anything to talk about if we didn't make mistakes.
No, oh my goodness. You kidding me? And I don't want my children to see a perfect mom. I don't. I want them to see imperfections so they can have grace
Hmm.
and I can ask for forgiveness and they know what that looks like and they know what it is to give and ask for forgiveness.
Mm.
And I'm a huge with my children, I want them to see just how messed up mom can be.
Hmm.
Like she has a lot of growing to do still. I don't want them to see me as perfect or even think that I can reach that goalpost. I don't want to reach that goalpost. I want to teach
No,
them what it is to have some
no.
grace on yourself.
Mm-mm. Yeah, exactly. I heard something the other day about relationships. We talk about relationships on every episode, right? In one way or another. They said that life is hard. Relationships aren't hard. What makes the relationship hard is when we forget that that's what life is. We
Mm,
have to choose
mm,
the people who are going to make it maybe a little bit easier.
Yeah.
Like, Wendolyn, this is one of the reasons why you and I do this. And we called it Simply 1%, because we can't learn everything in one day. Of our first 10 years of life, our first 5 years of marriage, at our career, we are going to have those moments where we just fall flat on our faces. We're going to have those moments where we have to laugh at ourselves because, we have to grab a mic from somebody and like make a fool out of ourselves. We're going to have those moments, and there's always repair, there's always forgiveness. And I think about that all the time. Sometimes the 1% could just be like, I need to laugh at this situation. I need to ask for forgiveness for how I talk to you. I might have been saying the thing that needed to be said, but my tone was not right. Right with our kids, it's like, yeah, I was not in a great mood this morning, and I may have taken it out on you guys a little bit more than I needed to. Maybe you all were being a little bit more difficult, but you could have been playing off my mood. Who knows, right? I think the 1% that I was reminded of is that we are not supposed to go through life like butter.
Yeah.
We just are not. We're just not. So when we have those moments to do something different, I always say this too. It's like, don't do it better. Just do it in a different way, and then maybe it will be better than the time it was before. But let the goal be to do it differently, Now that I'm going to do this better, just do it differently. Just choose a variable, change that. Just do it a little different. See how it turns out.
Yeah. I like that, Meredith. Yeah. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, because I know we have.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
if you have more questions, go ahead and send them our way. I know we only went through a couple of them because, of course, we start chit-chatting. Get all.
We'll do more like this.
Which is fine. Yeah, which is fine because we enjoy this, and it gives you a little bit of a lens into our life. As Meredith would say, a lens. I love when she says that, a lens. So anyway, guys, have a great week. Let us know what you think about this episode. Share it,
Send us
it,
more
get
questions.
Send us more questions. Absolutely. All right, guys, have a great week.
See you next time.
Thanks for joining us on Simply 1%, where we truly believe that small shifts over time create big change. If today's episode resonated with you, we'd love for you to follow or subscribe, leave a review, and share this episode with someone who might need it. Your support helps us keep the conversation going. Make sure you connect with us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Until next time, have a great week.